started at a small scale by Chandra of PSSM. It has graduated into Buddha CEO Meditation Foundation. It has attracted thousands and thousands of people around the world, and it has proved to be a great success. We are very grateful to Patriji for realizing the value of this and perfecting it.
Pranams to our Maha Patriji. The Buddha CEO Foundation will bring new life to the entire people of the country and abroad about the meditation. I wish to congratulate Mr. Chandra, Vani Madam, and all the masters who have done a great job in propagating the meditation.
This satsang should continue, and the Buddha CEO Foundation should go to a greater level. See that all age groups of people, the youngsters, the children, the senior citizens. So when we perfect an individual, the society gets perfect. And our immense gratitude to Chandra and Vani for taking this forward as a yajna. Namaskar.
Meditation is actually, it looks so simple, but it is the most important practice. I thank again Buddha CEO Foundation and Chandra Garu and Vani Garu.
After all the meditation, all the sharing with masters, it was to spread meditation around the world. So that was a very, very strong motivation. And then, of course, to keep enjoying life.
My great pranams to Brahmarshi Patriji and Swarnamala Madam, who are really constantly teaching us to, guiding us to going in a better and the best and great path in our life.
Happy morning and evening, dear friends. Sorry. My name is Sudha Rao. I'm from Dubai. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Yes. So I'll be your host for this week. And today's topic is service to others is service unto ourselves. As we serve others, we are working on ourselves. Every act, every word, every gesture of genuine compassion naturally nourishes our own hearts as well. It is not a question of who is healed first. When we attend to others with compassion and mercy, more healing is made available for others. And when we serve others with an open, generous heart, great healing comes to us. We take up service, we are automatically moved from the crisis to creative mode. Our knowledge is expanded. The higher intelligence is always creating multiple opportunities for us to serve when we have deeper desire and intention to serve. Padma Shri Dr. Karthikeyan sir mentioned in his recent talk that Dhyana, that is meditation service, is the highest form of dana. Meditation is helping us to realize the abundance everywhere in our life. It is empowering every individual to solve their challenges by themselves. Rightfully, the meditation service is the highest form of service. So with this, I would like to welcome Lakshmi Madam. She will be elaborating more on this topic. Over to you, Madam.
Namaste. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, friends and masters. This week, we are calling this as the Service Week, where we are learning what is the importance of service and what service, when we are offering service, what is that we are gaining at the end of the day, or what is the magic that happens. Yeah. Just before we get into the details of it, just imagine, example, you're helping someone. Okay, you helped someone rather. What happens inside you? You feel a bit expansion. Something is expanding in you. When someone is helping us, when we are receiving that help, something is really expanding in us. when we hurt someone, or when we talk some displeasing words, there is something that gets shrinked in ourselves internally. What is this happening? Just imagine, just relive that experience where you have helped someone, and what is that you're going inside? What is that is going inside for you? Something expands. Yeah, something expands. When you hurt someone or when you talk something not so pleasant, you shrink inside. What we call this consciousness is a different story. But yes, when we help others, when we do service to others, one is, okay, someone is getting benefited, that's a different story. But as far as we are concerned, we get uplifted. There is something that is expanding in our body. Internally, there is something that is expanding whenever we are doing more and more of service. Yeah. So whenever a consciousness, this is what is called as consciousness. And when this consciousness expands more and more, definitely there is some magic that is happening. You're taken care of. And I personally feel that, whoever is thinking a bit about themselves, like, okay, what is happening to me? Oh, I got all the difficulties of life only. I'm facing it today. There is something that is going wrong with me. I'm not in the right state of being. When you are into these type of, emotions or feelings, just observe, why is that you're thinking so much about yourself? I am not saying people will not have difficulties or challenges or problems. You think of a way to come out of it and you face it, rather than brooding over it, saying why it's happening only to me. Assuming that we are in that state, assuming despite doing many things, despite meditating, some of them were saying, we are meditating, but still we are under that kind of a depressive feeling. So the best antidote for depression, or when you have this overthinking habit, or when you feel that you're getting depressed day by day, or you're going through that not so pleasant moments in life, the best antidote for that is service. The best antidote, you can say. So when you do service, right? The other day I met Chandra sir when he was in Hyderabad. So we were discussing on some topic, and he says, when you are into service, Lakshmi ma'am, it will give you so many things that you have not even foreseen, and you are bound to get into that stream of adjusting, or whatever you call that. So the higher the so-called higher ego is nothing wrong, but still when it goes out of bounds. So the higher ego also comes down. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Arjuna, just think that you are nimitta matra. Yeah. So when you get into that mode, thinking that, okay, I am a part of this universe and let me help someone else. Think, just imagine this and just do it. It could be anything, okay? Service could be in any form. Just get into the service and see what happens. This too much of me, when it comes down, okay, definitely we get into the well-being state. Professor Hegde always says this, right? When I think about I, when there is a shift from I to we, illness becomes wellness. Yeah, when I think about I, there is some sort of an illness. And when we broaden our, expand our purview, right, get into the we mode, then it becomes wellness, is what he says. And that's a very favorite quote of mine. It is true, friends. When you get into service, definitely there is an expansion of your consciousness, number one. You get to adjust because you don't know what the other person is saying, because it's just an opportunity that you have taken and you're offering your service. You become more grounded. And when you get a chance to help others, it is one of the very good opportunities. Now, when I say service, what is the service? In what forms can we really get into the service mode? It could be spending your time. It could be sharing your knowledge. It could be sharing your effort. It could be sharing of your finances. At least these are the 4 dimensions that I can think of when we talk about service. Spend some time. Give your time to, whoever is in need of it. And one more thing, when we are talking about service, it's about uplifting of the others and uplifting of your own self. So spend some time, give your time to others, listen to them. Energy, knowledge, share your knowledge. Of course, share your finances as well. So take up any form of this sharing and see what difference can we make to ourselves. So when we have learned about the 5 bodies, right? We are talking about physical body, we are talking about mind, we are talking about intellect, we are talking about energy, and then that is the last one. That is all that is, where you're talking about harmony and ananda, whatever you call that. So service to others, whenever you're doing service, first important point that we have to realize is we are not doing any favor for the other person, but we are, improving ourselves. It is a service done to ourselves, basically. So when you look at these 5 bodies, okay, we say that we all know that, right? We are made up of these 5 bodies, and then we are looking at physical body. How do I really get into, developing my physical body? By eating good food, right? By doing proper exercise or resting, etc. Yes, we are not this body. Should we really take care of it? Yes, of course we have to, because it is a tool that is given to us through which we can prosper. When we talk about moksha or enlightenment, etc., in order for us to achieve that, you need this tool called body. So physical body, when we are talking about physical body, we take care of that in terms of having good food, right? Food with a lot of prana in it, etc., etc. Similarly, when you look, what is the best form of nourishing your mind? You talk about fine arts, you talk about art, you talk about dance. Everything that comes into this purview is, nourishing your mind. How do you nourish your intellect? Right? When we look at, when we look at the art forms or music, etc., just imagine when you're playing, you're singing a song, or in your dancing, or you're painting, you're writing something, you gain immense peace of mind quickly. Similarly, the best way to nourish our intellect is by reading the right spiritual books. The books that can uplift you. And the best way to nourish the energy body is through our meditation. Physical body, we are talking about good food, exercise, rest, etc. We are talking about mind is through art forms like dance, music, etc. And then we are talking about intellectual body, that where we are talking about reading more and more of spiritual books. Energy body is where we are talking about meditation. And the last one, all the T's body, that is nourished and developed through this service. Yeah. So service in any form, as I was mentioning to you, take any form of service. And whoever is going through me problem, I would say, like, okay, something is going wrong with me, something I'm not prospering, something is not really going right. If you're thinking too much of something, jump into service, take small steps, but still get into that service mode. Yeah. So when we are doing service, as I was mentioning to you, it's service for ourselves, as it is giving us greater contentment and fulfillment. So when we are performing service, do it unconditionally, just the way we do other activities. We can say that, okay, if I perform this service, okay, I'm going to get some brownie points where my ticket to Hollywood, that is heaven, is confirmed. Don't get into that mode. Offer your service unconditionally. Don't expect something in return when you're doing service. You don't have to expect something out of return. And see yourself expanding. Right? So friends, what we are saying is, we are getting into meditation where we are doing deeper and deeper sadhana. Then yes, our energy body is expanding. Right? When your physical body is in a proper shape, that's the reason when you eat food, right? When we are eating food, they say some portion of it is going to your physical nourishment, that is the gross body, and there is some sort of things is going for your subtle body as well, where you call mind, intellect, ego, or whatever it is. So mind what you're eating, and whenever you're, that is physical part of it, whenever you're hearing to experiences, when you're reading a lot of books, you're developing that intellect as well, to see which is right and which is wrong, to make a proper judgment of what is right and what is wrong, friends. You'll come out of your limiting beliefs, right? It'll, when we are into a well-developed, when we are listening to masters or reading books and developing our intellect, it automatically, whenever, well-developed intellect automatically transfers this mind, as Sudha madam was mentioning in her starting few lines when she was saying, right, we transform into having that elevated thoughts, empowering beliefs, and we are not getting succumbed to the limiting beliefs that we have. Yeah. So when we feel good when we are doing service, when we are helping others, it is just not about my sister, my family, my father, etc. No. Think in a situation where you can offer your selfless service to a completely stranger. Completely stranger. I'm not saying don't do it for your immediate family. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is expand your purview of this circle. So that's when we realize that, okay, when we are offering this service, it is something that we are doing a favor for ourselves, friends. It gives you a lot of contentment. It gives you a lot of fulfillment. It feels, okay, I have something that I could make a difference to someone else's life today. I feel good for having this birth, taking this birth in this form today. There's an organization that's called MAD, M-A-D. So all of us can become MAD. What is this MAD? M-A-D stands for making a difference. Difference to yourselves and to the world around you. Yeah. So when we get into more and more intense sadhana or this meditation, you start developing that interconnectedness. We have seen the other day, we have heard Chandra sir saying about connectedness, right? You start feeling one with the universe. In the altered states of mind, when we have gone through the altered states of mind, we have heard at various levels what is happening. At high beta, theta, alpha, then theta, then you have gamma, delta, gamma, etc. So in the deeper and deeper states of meditation between theta and delta, you start developing this universal connection. When you get more and more into meditation and service, definitely you feel that, okay, I don't just belong to this own very small family of mine. Along with this, there is a larger family that I can be a part of. And what service can be done other than meditation? The best form of it. You choose. I'm not saying you only, this is the only part. You choose what you want. But yes, when we are doing service, it is not about satisfying the physical need at that point in time, but uplifting the whole consciousness part, uplifting the spirit of the other being. When that service can be given, it is a wonderful gift that we can give to this world. And meditation, teaching meditation, helping them do meditation, clarifying some doubts. When you spend some half an hour, someone has a doubt, someone wants some sort of a clarification, spend that 15 minutes, half an hour with them, make them understand. That is the best kind of service you can do for others. Yeah. So when we are doing more and more service, we move from crisis to a creative mode. We can think too much. When we are discussing with others, when we are moving with others, we get some ideas too. So we get into that creative mode. Our knowledge gets expanded as well. Yeah. So teach meditation. As Patri sir always says, if you know ABC, start teaching A. So when I was just making an entry into meditation, when I heard the statement, I felt, okay, if I just know ABC and if I'm starting A, am I really imparting the correct knowledge to the audience or the masters? Then when you start practicing, when you start getting into that fold of, let me share what I know, you do your homework properly before you come to the session. You listen to the masters to see what is that you can pick up. Something of your own experience comes into picture. All this, definitely the nature will give you that strength to start that small step. So friends, all of you, get into the service mode in any form of the 4 quarters that I was mentioning. Just get into it. Just get into it. There is nothing that, there is no harm there, right? At the maximum, what? You will learn some experience. You will gain some experience. When we meet unknown people from unknown quarters, we don't even know what they're going through, and we are trying to, do something, then you may get something very, a huge surprise. That's fine. You will learn it. But service will make you feel more grounded. Definitely, friends. This is something that all of us have experimented, understand this. So when we talk about previous janmas, previous karmas and all, how do I get rid of it? Can I get rid of my karmas? See, karmas, when we talk about the vasanas and the previous births, we say that these are the impressions of mind. Impressions that we carry from previous, or the vasanas, the previous births, the impressions that we carry today, we call them as karmas. So how do you really, do I have to get rid of it? It's something a different story. That's a different discussion. But how do you nullify it, or how do you, get into the more current mode? Is it definitely from sadhana, intellectual? I mean, when you know more of jnana, the other day Chandra sir was saying about it, right? One is dhyana, that is your practice. The other one is jnana, the knowledge and wisdom. And the third one is about your seva, service. When all these three are in right proportion, you can see these impressions getting reduced. Yeah. With that note, let's get into meditation. Someone who is new, we are doing Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, breath mindfulness meditation. Ana is to observe our incoming breath. Apana is observing our outgoing breath. Sati is to be with. In short, be with your breath. You don't have to do any sort of pranayama in terms of taking breath in and breath out. Rather, just observe your natural, tender, soft breath that is coming in and going out. Just observe, be with that breath. Yeah. So the posture, as you have seen, as you're seeing on the screen, close your eyes, the 3 C's, close your eyes, clasp your hands, put it on your lap, and cross-leg position if you're on the floor, or cross your feet at ankle if you're sitting on a chair or a sofa. Just be with your breath. Before getting into the Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, we do a small process called heart elevation. Okay, just put your hands on your chest area, observe what is going on there, and follow the instructions. Yeah. So all of you, let's get into meditation. Remove your spectacles, smart watches, if any. Relax. Close your eyes.
Dear friends, dear masters, keep your hands on your chest area. Rest your attention on your breath and on your sacred heart. With a slow, long, relaxing breath, can you feel your beautiful heart? Can you feel that life in your heart center, the sacred heart, that seat of all emotions? which is nurturing all life with its love energy, with its gratitude, compassion, kindness energy. Can you recollect an experience from your life, from your past, or from your mind movie, and relive that moment and elevate yourself? Relive that moment of joy, of gratitude, and feel that energy. The more we experience love, joy, gratitude, the more coherent we become with all things and everybody. Feel it. And slowly, let's go into Ana-Pana-Sati Meditation, a breath mindfulness meditation, with your eyes closed, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap comfortably. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. We are going into powerful group meditation. Meditation in a group is multifold, energetic. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Our goal is to empty the mind. When we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. As our mind becomes empty, we channelize all that energy into the Chandra's present moment. We become mindful. We increase our power of thought. We allow our subconscious to be reprogrammed. Be with your breath. When we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. As our mind is becoming empty, we experience that greater emptiness, that consciousness. Allow yourself to merge into that emptiness inside of you, all around you. Allow yourself to become that no body, no thing as you merged into your breath. Observe any sensations. Can you become aware of the emptiness, that blackness, that void all around? Become aware of that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing. In no place and no time. That's energy. This is that limitless quantum energy field, your consciousness. The longer you stay connected, dear friends, the more you become of it, the more you receive from it. Stay aware. Of it. If you find yourself distracted in thought, go back to observing your breath. We are less matter, more emptiness and energy. Allow yourself to stay away from your body, away from your life, and allow yourself to experience this emptiness and energy as pure awareness. Tune in to the abundance of healing energy, mystical energy, miraculous energy, empowerment energy, or whatever you can become aware of. The longer you stay present in this field, the more possibilities you draw into your life. Merge into that emptiness of yourself. Your divine self, your greater intelligence. The longer you stay connected to this energy, to this emptiness, that void, your consciousness. The more one you become, the more whole you become. Everybody and everything are connected in this emptiness energy. Relax your body. Feel your body. And let your autonomous nervous system repair your body as you relax. Recollect your experiences from the session. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then you may open your eyes.
So hope you all had a wonderful meditation. Yeah. So this week we're dedicating this entire week for service. So all of you take up service to take care of your all that is the last fifth body. Okay. It helps lowering I or ego kind of a feeling. It will help you develop deeper happiness. It will help us learn from everyone. When we are into selfless service, when we are getting this opportunity to serve someone, we also get to learn something out of that. Develop that inclusion and divergent thinking. We are not saying that, okay, I'll do only service only to this community, or I'll do service only to this kind of set of people. No, right? We are developing that inclusion, right, and divergent thinking. We are moving from a survival to creative mode and become one more one and more of manifestation. Okay. So definitely we can start today to lift someone, and every day that becomes a practice. Lifting up someone means lifting up your own self. So when we talk about help or service, just don't confine yourself by giving some sort of, I say, I don't have food, so give them some food. No, you can do it, but instead of giving fish, teach them how to fish. Teach them that wonderful meditation, which will empower the other person to tread their own path. Yeah. So even in Bhagavad Gita, he says, definitely when you getting, first of all, you getting into that mode of knowing what it is not. That is the first point. And the second thing is you share that with the others who are in need of it. In the last conclusion chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that teach Bhagavad Gita, teach that service. So wisdom, taking care of your physical bodies. And then you're talking about intellectual body, then you have mind, then intellect, mano buddhi ahankara chittani nama, right? They say. So when you take care of your body, then your mind, then your intellect, then your energy body, and all the fifth bodies, all that is. So when we get into the service mode, friends, we develop this fifth body. So for us to have a complete, a total, if at all we want to consider ourselves a total being, then all these five bodies have to be nourished equally. Yeah. So people who are into saying that, I'm depressed, what's happening to me, what will happen to me, there is something that's wrong happening with me. If you are getting into more and more me feeling, take one step towards service and see what difference it can make for you. Definitely service is the best antidote for depression. Yeah. So all of us take some form of service, take some form which you are good at. All of us are given, all of us, when we have taken this birth, whomever we call God or universal consciousness or intelligence, whatever it is, we are into this world just by fluke, right? There could be some reason as why we are on this earth today. So when we get into service, is definitely we are thinking or believing in the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. There's nothing like small or big. All of us try it out and see. All of us have got some talent or the other with no second thoughts. Probably some are good at talking. Probably some are good at listening. At some time where we are really, not so happy, when we want to share our feelings with others, we expect one person to just to listen to us. So spending some time to listening people, sharing whatever knowledge you have, sharing your time, sharing your energies, sharing your finances, whatever you're good at. Definitely, all of us have got some gift that we can share it with the rest of the world. See it. I think we have seen in Ikigai, the purpose of life session we have gone through. So we know what is that we have can give to others. If I have apples, I can give apples. If I have oranges, I can give oranges. Having apples in hands, I cannot expect oranges to be given. So whatever love, compassion that you have, that is what you can share with others as well. So see what it is that you can give. Get into some service, get into some volunteership, and make a difference for both for you and for the other person as well. So your service should be empowering the other person to lead his life. When we are saying about service, now, it's not that the other person should be dependent on you for everything. Okay, I got a problem, Lakshmi, what should I do? Or I'm feeling bad, what should I do? Yes, initially, definitely all of us need that hand holding, but eventually we have to go to a state where we can empower our own self. So let your service be that game changer for the other person. Yeah. So that is what we have for today. And as we are saying, right, Sudha ma'am was just mentioning about Karthikeyan sir, who just mentioned that Dhyana Dana. We have a lot of danas, okay? Bhagavad Gita also says about 11 type of yajnas. Yajna is just performing some action. There are 11 type of such yajnas. Yajna, when we talk about a yajna, all that we can think of is sitting before a fire and putting something inside that havis, right? But Swadhyaya is a yajna. Dravya yajna, when you are doing some mission, example, when we are talking about Buddha CEO, it is trying to, it is for me, it is a kind of a yajna that it is doing to uplift the society, typically corporates in their day-to-day life. So that is called a Dravya. Dravya yajna is when you contribute. When someone is doing a yajna, you contribute to it in any form. That is called Dravya yajna. Swadhyaya yajna, that is also an yajna. So why I'm saying this yajna today is, so all of us can be a part of some yajna in some form. Yeah. So all the 5 bodies have to be equally be nourished. And when we talk about meditation, it's the best way that the best gift that we can give to others so that they can uplift their own life. It's not that they're dependent on you. Initial push, yes. Post that they'll be on their own. Yeah. So when we are getting into service, right, I'm not saying problems will not be there. It's how you look at a problem. I like this famous quote, there are no problems to solve, but just decisions to make. Any problem you take it for that matter, just think it. There is no problems to solve, but just decisions to make. And automatically that problem becomes smaller and you'll be able to think about it and find a solution. For every problem, there is a solution. If there is no solution, it means that it is not a problem at all. Yeah. So help others understand this, share what you know. Okay. This will help us not only when we are getting into service, it is not only helping others, it is also something, Uddhared Atmanatmanam. It is helping you first. In which form, we will stop complaining. When we get into a selfless service, when we are with others, right, we will also stop complaining about, okay, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm deprived of this. All that will automatically start coming down. You accept and you are grateful for what you have in life. Yeah. So meditation, when we are doing this continuous and a persistent and a consistent sadhana, it will help our natural ability, the interconnectedness, the theta and delta states that we have seen. This will help you. It becomes so natural to us. It's not like we are doing a 5-year planning or a 3 months planning of point number 1, I should help someone in this way. Point number 2, I should contribute some X amount to this person. We are not preparing a chapter of such kind. It becomes a natural ability to help everyone and everything around for our own contentment. Yeah. So unconditional service, do not expect when we are talking about this. You all know Bhagavad Gita says, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. It is our own actions. Krishna is saying, do not expect something in return. You don't have a right on the result of it. But when we do this unconditional service, same thing applies. Do not expect something from others. Unconditional service becomes second nature with regular practice of meditation. Yeah. So that's what we have to offer today. If you have any questions or if you want to share something, please raise your hand so that we can unmute you. Fifth body is all it is. That is called fifth body, all it is. Yeah. Yes, Venkatachala, go ahead.
Thank you. So simplified about service, unconditional, and every way to make a difference is what is meaningful. Thank you for summing it so simply. Thank you, Akka. This is the takeaway for the day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Venkatachala.
Yeah.
And we have Mr. Parthasarathi. Yes, sir. Yeah. Please.
Good morning, everyone. Very good morning, Lakshmi Madam and Sudha Ma'am. In fact, it's always inspiring Lakshmi Ma'am's wisdom sharing. I'm a big fan of it. I've already shared earlier also. Today also, this I and we concept, especially illness becomes wellness when we see the universal, see every day, this kind of messages and, it has a huge impact actually. It touches our this thing at it convinces more about basically, looking at the universal wellness and universal being and accommodativeness and other things. So I fully agree. It may be some normal thing, common thing, but putting it across in the right way has a huge impact actually. So that makes a big difference, that mad concept. The finer aspects, it's really fantastic actually. And I really appreciate for this wisdom sharing. Thank you very much to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, anyone?
Yes, Mr. Manivandan. Yes.
Good morning, all meditators and Lakshmi ma'am and Sudha ma'am. Really punching message. The way you express is very, very fantastic. And Patriji has developed n number of masters. That's what I can say. Everyone, in fact, what is thing? If you learn A, you teach to A, like that. Everyone, and you have all enlightened. Really, really, it is very fantastic today, and even the meditation is very good. Like what DRK sir always tells, that Dhyana is the best gift you can give to anyone. It is the really great to the society what this is. Thank you, everyone. Really great.
So I think we all know, right? Squirrel. In Telugu, we call Uduta Bhakti. So when we talk about various forms of bhakti, and when we mention something about bhakti, in Telugu speaking, at least people will know this, we call it as Uduta Bhakti. Uduta Bhakti is a small help that you do in a big, for any big project. When I contribute in a very small phase, then I say it's my Uduta Bhakti towards the project. Why is this? How did this Uduta Bhakti came into picture? During the time of Ramayana, when the Setu was built, right? All the Vanaras were contributing, and one small squirrel, it also felt that, I have to be a part of this mission, of Rama's mission. I have to be a part of it. So what can it do? So it just goes to the sand, it immerses that in complete sand, and then it comes to this place where they are building the bridge. It releases all that sand, very small sand. How much a squirrel can, roll and collect some sand on its body, right? It collects that sand and it releases that when the bridge is being built. So that small sand particles also help that bridge when they were constructing it. That's what they say when we call it as Uduta Bhakti. Don't understand or don't try to assess that what is the magnitude of service you are doing. Don't ever get into that analyzing mode. Just when you listen to someone, probably you are just feeling that you are listening. But for the other person who is in grief or pain, you can't even expect what is that you have done to the other person. So don't try to gauge your magnitude of service that you're doing, but just take that step. Just take that step and just move forward. Yeah. Anything that you do with no expectation and for the benefit of others, the upliftment of others, feel free to do. Don't hesitate. Don't calculate the pros and cons and what happens if I do, what happens if I don't do. Don't calculate all that pros and cons. Just get into that mode. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? Any questions?
Yes, Prajakta ma'am. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Prajakta here. It was a very beautiful session, ma'am. Thank you so much for all the wisdom shared. What's important is we don't just gain the information, but to implement that. And I really feel proud to say that I am doing this for many years. It's like in my blood. There are two things which me and my husband, and we are inculcating this in our son as well, that, always help someone, the help that should be genuine. And every day when me and my husband, when we wake up, of course, we start our day and we go to sleep with a gratitude. But two things that we always look are to help someone, which is a genuine help, what we talk about service. And I strongly believe of giving a genuine compliment to a person, So I look for these things. And when I talk about service means literally every day, I look how I can help someone. It could be I'm waiting on the road to catch a cab and I see a mother with an infant and then I want that person to go. Or if right now, like if I'm not working and I see someone wearing formals and is waiting for a cab, and I know maybe that person wants to go to work, and I'm like, please go ahead. Or there's a lady with kid and a stroller and did shopping with 4-5 bags, and I just help her, and I won't go literally to her house, but till wherever I can go and I could help, as we just gave the example of squirrel. So the intention or motive is to help, and as we say, in this busy world, people just want someone whom can be a good listener, just by they saying something, sharing something, and you being a good listener also makes them feel good. And I have personally seen a big change in that person, whether that person is stressed and he had something that's going on in his mind, and when they share that, they really feel good. So I'm doing this and I feel good about it. There's immense peace and pleasure that you get when you do that. There's one question that's coming to me. Everything is energy. When you meet, when it's a stranger or it's a friend or anyone that needs your help, and you listen to them and you give them the genuine advice what you could, because I always try to put myself in their shoe. I mean, it's by default. And then of course, the advice that comes is genuine. What I feel sometimes is, we get physically drained, sometimes mentally drained. Of course, I'm aware of aura locking. I'm doing meditation. I do Omkara. I'm doing chakra meditation. There are a lot of things that I do. However, sometimes, yes, we do feel drained out, So I don't want to stop helping people, but at the same time, I don't want my energy to be leaked. Is there anything we can do about this, ma'am?
Okay. So, ma'am, as I was mentioning to you, meditation is one. Reading books, hearing to master's experience is one. Third is about service. All three have got a equally important role when we are leading our life, in my view. Yeah, so that's one. Second thing is, when you say that you're getting drained out physically, as I was mentioning, madam, when we are doing service, don't make the other person so much dependent on you for every help. Empower the other person to do their things on their own. First thing is, don't make people dependent on you for everything. I mean, initially, yes, once or twice, but you have to empower themselves to think, to take their decisions, or to help them in some way where they can empower themselves. Do not let this dependency factor come in when you are helping others. Okay, it's not that every person, that person has a problem, they come to you and you do it. You empower themselves so that they can handle it themselves. That's one. Second thing, you don't get carried away emotionally with the other person. See, as an observer, when you're looking at a problem, you'll be able to better take a decision. When you get you get emotionally attached to it, your emotions will take over the actual problem. That's what I've realized. So be a witness to it, be an observer as an external person, be an observer, and then help them out. In that way, your physical draining out will not happen. That is for sure. Don't let your emotions take over that. Whatever discussion or whatever thing you're doing with the other person, let your emotions not take it over. Okay, just be an observant, be a witness. First is empower the other person to do things. Second is you do not get emotionally carried over. Just be an external observant or a witness to it. And third thing, do not expect, just by saying some good words or doing some activity, do not have an expectation that everything will be absolutely fine, beautiful. Don't have any such expectations. You've done your 100%, whatever you have to be done with it, period. Don't expect, if someone is coming with a problem, don't expect that chutki mein you have given a solution. If you are not, then you don't be dissatisfied. That is one of the things that I have observed. When someone comes to us, right, we expect that we should be in a position to give a solution or give them the happiness what they wanted. Don't be having any such expectations out of whatever you're doing. These three, in my view, will help you handle your leak.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Right, yeah. Yes, do we have anyone else?
Yes, we have Shashi Shiva, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, madam. And good morning to Lakshmi ma'am and Sudha ma'am, to all of you. I was just wanted the mukti, meaning of mukti, Lakshmi ma'am, because you tell so much Bhagavad Gita. I mean, everything, every time you mention anything, it's always Bhagavad Gita is part of your, whenever I have heard you. So I thought I should ask you this.
Okay. Sir, Bhagavad Gita is built on 4 principles. Okay. Whenever we say Adhyatmikam, Adhyatmika Vidya, it is more to learn about your Atma. What is Atma? What is Anatma? What is not Atma? Second thing it says, Bhagavad Gita says, do always anything you do with Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Lotus feet surrender. Second point. Third point, it says, do not, do not get attached to whatever you are doing. Third, Nisangat. Like, you don't get attached to it. And fourth, when we talk about moksham or, enlightenment, at least in the context of Bhagavad Gita, they say differentiating, what is Atma, what is Anatma. If you are able to say that, and Chandra sir always talks about this, right? We are not body, we are not for this physical body, we are energy body, we are energy body. Okay. So this is a tool. For example, if the train is there, it will take you from one location to other location. It's only a tool. Similarly, this body is there for us to realize that moksha, whatever it is. Let us understand what is this moksha. So when we talk about moksha, the only thing that we understand is understand what is that you are. What is that Atma? What is this Anatma? When you are completely aware of it, then there is no suffering and there is no cycle of birth and rebirth. That is what is moksha. So it is not about if I go into heaven's ticket to Hollywood, ticket to that heavenlyhood. It is not what is moksha. Because when we get into heaven also, enjoy all that pleasures of whatever we see in movies, right? Damba, Manaka, dancing and lot of happiness, etc. It is not that actually, but still, even if you take that, right? When you go to heaven also, if you are there for heaven for a few years, again, you have to come back to this earth. That cycle of birth and death still continues. So Krishna says, whenever we are getting into more and more of yoga, meditation, right? And less of the demonic activities. The next birth, what happens is there are 2 chances. One is directly you go to heaven, spend good many number of years there, and then come back to a family, back to the earth, which is affluent in terms of wealth and goodness, so that you can continue your sadhana from that point which you have left in the previous birth. That is point number 1. Point number 2, you have done so much of yoga, and you have the yoga is all the yogas that Bhagavad Gita talks about. You have done so much of it and so much of less demonic activities. You don't go back to heaven, but you will go back, if at all you are not that complete state, you will go back to a family of yoga who are in practice of all these yogic principles and philosophy of life. From there, you expedite your process and then you directly go back to the state of moksha. So that heavenly abode or Krishna, you see, when we talk about in movies, right, this small light goes up and then it gets dissolved into some vigraha or some gods, right? So what they say is it's all about when you get into the jnana, there are 4 types of bhaktis, they say. Okay, one with arti, I have a problem, like example of a Draupadi, when people were removing their clothes in the Kurusabha, she says she tries everything and then finally she leaves her hands and says, hey Krishna, you are the one savior. That is arti, with a lot of feeling that you talk about. That is one type of Arti Bhakti. Similarly, you have something called Ardhardhis. Like I do it with some intention. I want something out of life. Example, Dhruv, right? Maybe Sugriva. These all have started with some intention, saying that, in case of Dhruva, he says that I want, the father was showing not proper love to me because of his stepmother and stepbrother. When he starts his Pines, the intention was, my father should love me more. I should become one more Brahma where I can create my own creation. But when he does Pines and when Vishnu comes and blesses him, he feels that I don't need anything. Vishnu asks him, what is that you want? He says, I need nothing. This is Ardhardi. You do some sort of Ardham. You want something in life. Then you have something called as a Jignasas, who want to know what is there in it. Who is Bhagavan? Who is Atma? What is this Paramatma? They want to know more about. These are Jignasas. Right? And finally, you have something called as a Jnani. Okay. So Jnani is a one who understands. Okay. Everything is made up of him and he is made up of everything. Okay. With omnipresence, when we say God is omnipresent, it means that he is there in everything. Everything is in him and he is in every small creature. He is there everywhere. When we realize that there is no difference between Sukha and Dukkha, there are dualities, there is no difference. You don't find it, right? Sukha, Dukkha, or, when someone is praising you, someone is insulting you. No, you are just centered. You are dwelling completely in your own self. So when we get into that state, that's called the Gnana state. And when we get into that state, you are very, very, very clear of the fact that you are not this body. You are that Atma. When you can discern between the Atma activities and non-Atma activities, that is the end of suffering, and that is called as moksha. That is what I understand. That is what I understood. Right?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
What I feel.
That is the advantage of interacting with you. You ask for one and you will get 10. So that is the beauty of it, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
sir. One else. Mention the 3 points again. I don't know what these 3 points are. Okay. Can we close it now? Venkata Chalpati, did you raise your hand earlier or?
Yeah,
I think he
raised it again. So simplified. So simplified. So simple. Thank you. I just wanted to express my gratitude.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So with that note, let's close for today. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We have an announcement.
Yeah, please.
I'll just go with it. Week 5 quiz has been sent to your emails. Those of you who have opted for certification, kindly respond to the same. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Ratnavil. We have a book club in the next 45 minutes, so please join. This is one way of learning things, so please participate. Right? Yeah. All right. Have a great day. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.